Like,
Oh, and there's an incident. I don't have game audio. Love to see it. Okay, we're good. Uh, Hello everybody, and welcome to ZOR Season 4, Tier 2 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I believe it is round 8. Just a few technical difficulties before we got started here. Now 16 minutes left of the qualifying session. I'd like to introduce you my co-commentator, Camden. How's it going?
going well. Glad to be here. Like you mentioned, we had some technical issues, but we're here. And yeah, Baku. This is it's a good track. I'm excited.
Yeah, it should be a pretty interesting race, especially since the walls are ever so close.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more tricky tracks on the schedule, just because you have a couple of pretty long straightaways, but a couple of really tight areas on the track too. So it's kind of a unique track in its own way.
Yeah, I believe we have Scavney in the McLaren coming down the pit straight into turn 1 to start off a lap. Why don't you take us through it?
Alright, let's get the Scavney. Yeah, so Scavney, like you mentioned, he's heading out of turn 1, turn 2 right here, heading into one of the DRS straights. This is one of the faster parts of the track. This is one of the probably the two biggest passing zones on the track. It's really hard to pass anywhere else on the track. Turn 3, heading into turn 4 right now. It's really easy to hit that wall right there, so you just got to make sure you hit your marks. This is another part of the track that you got to hit your marks at. Probably the slowest part of the track, heading through sector 2, turns 5 and turn 6 right there. About to head into turn 7. This is a pretty solid lap right now. He's doing pretty good. Turn 7, and then this is Castle right here. Definitely the toughest part of the racetrack. One little slip and you're going to go into the wall. Heading out of turn 12. It's really easy to get your lap invalidated by going over those curves right back there. Another fast part of the track right here, turns 13 and 14. Turn 15 right here, Packer, you had a tough time here on Monday. It's really easy to hop those curves. And then turn 16, this is probably one of the more crucial corners. You got to make sure you get a really good exit out of this corner, because that exit really determines how good of a run you're going to get on this front straight. Heading through the last couple corners, then right here it's just about keeping your foot in it and then making sure you get the DRS on. But
Yeah.
this is looking pretty good. We'll have to see what kind of lap he puts right
Yeah, it
here.
looks like a pretty decent lap, pretty tidy for a banker. It's a 40.4.
It's not bad. Not a bad first lap. He'll get a couple more cracks at it, I'm sure. But yeah, not bad.
Yeah, we just had the Racing Point cross the line. Now we have a Ferrari, or Alfa Romeo. J. Brune goes third on a 42.1.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll see some people start out with the mediums or even qualify on the mediums. I was one of those people who initially started on the mediums just to get a lap in. But I'm sure you'll see somebody. I know Ginn. I know he's a reserve. I know he loves putting on the slower compounds to start the race. So I'm sure you'll see somebody who pulls that strategy.
Yeah, if you can get into the top 10 on the mediums, it's definitely the better strategy, because you can take those tires way longer into the Grand Prix.
Absolutely. And it looks like Soy Loco is already on the mediums. He put up a 141.7, which is not a bad time on the mediums. But yeah, these are definitely not going to be the times that you see later on in the session. Looks like Mr. Baboon got a 40.2. That's about 2/10 faster than Scavney.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Maverick.
Puts it on pole by what, 8/10? Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
good
first
banker.
one to break into the 139s. Do you think we'll see someone in the 138s?
Well, considering Alt Maverick just did a 39.3 banker, it could be a possibility. I think we have, Scavney on an id lap.
Oh, look like Puff made a mistake. He just had to get back going again. That was right before turn 2, so he might have gone off right there. It's really easy to kind of misjudge that corner, and he's lucky because he didn't hit anything. It's really easy to hit that wall coming out of turn 2, but yeah, Puff, he's at the top of the standings right now. He's one of the guys to watch for this season.
Yeah, definitely. Don't think there's anybody else really on a lap. Axton? No, Axton's on an in lap. Park School coming into pits. Hollow letting people through. Mr. Baboon on an in lap. Yeah, so now we have this little lull in qualifying as per usual at the about 12-minute mark. So yeah, pretty good laps. Well, from Alt Maverick. On pole by 8/10. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Maverick will do good. He won the Australian Grand Prix, and with Australia being a street course, I think he'll do pretty well here. But like I said before, Baku is just so unique. It's really hard to expect what to go into this race. We've seen late safety cars in these races. On Monday, we saw one. So it's just it's kind of a crazy race. And we saw Monday some guys come from the very back of the field in qualifying and get to the front. So qualifying doesn't necessarily determine your race. It can very well mix things up.
Yeah, considering it can be very chaotic here with safety cars, it's all about getting the strategy completely right to move up the field. So
yeah.
We have, it's Eric, I believe, coming through turn 19 on the mediums. Oh, hitting the wall. Did he just lose his front wing?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Fuzz. He crashed out there. I don't know if you were ahead of him when it happened, but when he crashed, he was sitting at the worst possible spot, because when you come out of that corner, it's kind of a blind area, and he was sitting right there. I remember I had to dart left just to barely get away from him, because of course ghosting is off. So you gotta just, you always gotta watch out coming out of that corner.
Yeah, Puff on a purple first sector. Currently
Ooh.
coming into turn 8, I think. Turn 8? Turn 7, my bad. Now up through the castle section, third gear. Ooh, hitting the wall.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
That will ruin his lap, but looks like he's still going for it. Just to get in that, the delta, so he can improve on his next flying runs.
I was going to say it's time to get digital, but I'm glad I didn't, because I think that would have been a commentator's curse. But I think he'll get back out there. Let's see if anyone else has put up a good lap. Looks like Bark School and Hollow are pretty close to each other. They're both in the 147s. But yeah, you mentioned it. This is kind of the lull in qualifying, to where you had the people who went out early kind of finish up their laps, and obviously you have a group of people who prefer to go out later in qualifying. So this is really kind of the break in qualifying, if you will. But Soy Loco looks like he's gonna start his lap right here.
Puff Digital, even with that front wing damage, still puts it 4th on a 40.5.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a pretty good lap from him.
Yeah.
Obviously has a lot more potential in that lap time. Who else is... We have an Alfa Romeo J. Bruin. I'm starting a lap on the mediums. That's interesting, considering we have 9 minutes left of qualifying. Starting a lap on the mediums, you'd expect everyone to either be on the softs or just not going for a lap.
Yeah, and I think this is where we really start to see what people's strategy is going to be, what compounds they want to start with for the race. I think right about now is when you really want to go out and put your best laps down. Before, when you start qualifying, you just want to get laps in just to get used to the track. But as qualifying goes on, you really, really want to make sure that you're comfortable with whatever tire you prefer, and then get the best lap that you can. But yeah, it looks like Maverick is kind of in a class of his own right now, and he's actually heading back out. So it looks like he wants to improve on that lap, and he's about to start his lap right now.
Yeah, I think we just saw J. Bruin get a little held up in turn 3 from his teammate, Mr. Baboon. J. Bruin just apparently went purple in the first sector on the mediums. So that might be someone to look out for. And then almost hits the wall in Castle, which will ruin his lap time, I'm guessing.
Looks like we have Eric on an outlap, RC on an outlap, but if you notice, our points leader, Coxie, has not yet gone out, so it looks like he's waiting possibly till the last second just to get out there and not waste the tires as much. But interesting strategy. I can already see definitely different strategies already, but not many people on the mediums. I think the only guy with the mediums right now is Eric, so looks like everyone's going with the softs.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
We have Mr. Baboon coming into the pits. It's Eric about to start a lap. Let's see if we can find anybody on a lap time. WC is Coxie, right? Yeah, Coxie.
Yeah, that's Coxie.
Finishing a lap on his mediums.
Oh, he's on mediums.
Yeah.
Okay, it's showing that he has softs on.
Well,
that's interesting. Let's see what he does.
See what he does. Yeah, 8th, 41-0. Pretty good lap
time. It's not bad. Yeah, not bad.
We have a Renault, which is Sam coming to the line to finish a lap. A 30.9. A good lap from him.
Boy, he is just behind Scavney, too. I'm sure he would have liked to have just a little bit more, but if you think about it, he's even pretty close to Soy Loco. He's within just a few tenths of Soy Loco, which I think we missed, but he got up there, put up a 139.8, and it looks like he's coming back into the pits right now, so looks like right now we're going to see everybody who wants to get better come back out, as we're only 5 minutes out right now, so yeah, we got some good laps down.
Yeah, it looks like Alt Maverick will probably be in pole position unless second or third place can pull out a really good lap time. So again, another lull in qualifying. We do have a few people driving around. It's Eric in the last sector, I'm guessing finishing a lap time. Up to the last corner, 200 miles an hour now, opening DRS. Gonna stay as close as he can to that left wall, get the shortest run possible to the start-finish line, and does a 40.1 and goes 5th.
Nice. That's a good lap. Looks like RC put down a 144. A little bit faster than Puff, but Puff is coming back out. He's going to put down another lap, and I'm really interested to see what Puff can do, because you mentioned it before, his lap really didn't count before because he had a couple of mistakes. So I think Puff can easily get up into the, maybe in the 141s, maybe in the 139s. I think he can be able to do it.
Yeah, he definitely has the potential for it with that wing damage, and the end of the middle sector is not kind to a missing end plate.
Yeah, you don't want those at Baku. There's certain parts on the track where it's awful to have wing damage at, but I'm sure you'll see wing damage. This track is just crazy. Do we have any other improvements? Looks like Mr. Baboon 142. That was there before. Coxie down in 11th. Like I mentioned, he's the points leader. I'm sure he'll go back out there, but if he starts back there, this will definitely shake things up a little bit. The points were last updated after Monaco, so they could be different. But Scavney's only 16 back. That's not a lot considering how crazy this league is. So, and Scavney's in the top 3 right now. So I think you're really going to see a lot of people go back out right now, just to see if they can get a better lap.
Yeah, right now riding on board with Puff Digital. Coming to the end of the first sector, he is almost 4 tenths up. He definitely has potential in his lap time, especially in the middle sector. He could be challenging for pole position here. Now coming through turn 7, the tight right-hander, second gear, down to 40 miles an hour. Now shifting up to 5th gear, down to 2nd or 3rd for the castle section. The off-camber right-hander, and then the left of turn 12. Now we're going to go through one of the fastest parts of the track through these triple left-handers. The first 2 flat out. 8th gear, now down to 2nd gear. You can't jump the curb there. Uses enough of the exit curb as well. Taking wide entry into the last braking zone of the circuit. Purple middle sector. Now coming through the last of the somewhat corners. They're all flat out. All flat out, and then down onto the pit straight.
That last corner was turn 17, and then the one before was 16. So yeah, don't worry, I have a track map in front of me too. I'm trying to get to know this track, but
yeah, as he goes pole. So
barely.
Yeah, a really good lap from Puff. Alt Maverick should be able to beat that lap time though, considering it was his first lap of the session. He's on an out lap right now. Scavney just started a lap coming through turn 1. We'll come back to him. Let's see if there's anybody else on a lap right now. Oh, Bark School making a mistake through turn 11. Oh, and almost hitting the wall on his flyer. Hollow getting blocked, it looked like, by Mr. Baboon out of turn 15. So that could be an issue for him. I believe he is the first person on the track on a lap. Oh, never mind. It is J Broom in the Alfa Romeo. So let's see what time he can do. He's going to be wanting to move up in the results.
His best lap's a 142.1.
41.2
141.2, but he doesn't gain any spots.
Yeah, Hollow also improves. Now we have Bark School coming to the line. His Red Bull teammate pitting in front of him. Bark School does improve. Must have made it. Oh yeah, he made the mistake, so he's going to be going again.
Yeah, looks like
starting a lap.
It looks like Maverick is just beginning his lap. Pretty good through that second corner, heading out onto the straight. This is the easy. I think this is the easy part. This is right about here is where things get tough, and you got to make sure that you hit your marks.
Yeah,
Ooh.
A little deep into turn 3. That was pretty nice. A little bit of oversteer on exit. Ooh, up to 7th gear. Down to 2nd. Purple first sector from the driver, or the Haas driver.
And Scavney put up a 139.2, so now Maverick's going to need to put up an even better lap to get back on pole.
Yeah. Now through the castle section, 2nd gear. Now through turn 12, 3rd gear. Oh, it looked like he might have invalidated there, but he didn't. Using just enough of the curb on exit.
Yeah, pretty good lap besides that one corner he ran a little deep. I think that was turn 3.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got some cars ahead of him. I don't think they'll be in the way. Hopefully they can...
If anything, yeah, they'll help him with slipstream.
Yeah, actually, that might.
Yeah.
He's not going to get to them in time, though, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, he might. He might.
Just a little toe, and it said he also went purple in the middle sector, so he's definitely...
Oh, boy.
Could be on pole here. J Brood with that, with that toe. And he goes pole on a 38.9.
Wow. So there's our question of is somebody going to get in the 138s, and he barely did it, but that's enough to put him on pole for now. But Scavney is still out there, but looks like no, he's not on a flying lap. Looks like Hollow's done as well. So Coxie coming to the line, I think, potentially, or is he coming in? It looks like he's going to finish his lap. Let's see what he puts up.
It wasn't it wasn't a flyer, so.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that should
looks
be
like
the
that'll
end
do
of the
it.
session.
Oh, yeah, Scavney's done. Yeah, that should be it.
Yeah, interesting qualifying session. Alt Maverick 3rd in the championship right now on pole with Scavney in 2nd, who's also 2nd in the championship. So it should be interesting for the championship contenders.
Yeah, so I'm going to go through just the top guys in points right now. So, like we said, Coxie, as of Monaco, has 105 points. He is 16 ahead of Scavney in the McLaren, who has 89 points. Maverick is 3rd. He is on pole and has 73 points. And like I said, this is from 2 weeks ago. Biga in 4th with 67. His teammate Puff with 62. And then you have RC in 6th, Barstool 7th, Sam in 8th, Soy Loco 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is JMG in the Alpha with 24 points. But yeah, the one guy that put up a 138 is Maverick, and looks like he'll be on pole for this race.
Yeah, pole. Pretty much the best place to be starting here. You want to be avoiding all that chaos. On pole by 3/10 is Alt Maverick, Scavney in 2nd, Puff Digital in 3rd. Then you have Sam, Soy Loco, It's Eric, Mr. Baboon, Hollow, RC7, and Bark School. Then Coxie, who set his fastest lap time on the mediums in 11th, and he's going to be getting free choice of tires, as well as J Broon, Garrus, GP Colin, Adri, Axton, Terminal Deity, Ryan, J. or just Mario, and then
Mario, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the reserves. It looks like at the back. I think Mario. I don't think he's a reserve. No, he's not. But mostly reserves at the back. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. You mentioned it though. Coxie's going to get a free choice of tires, so I can imagine he'll probably go on the mediums just to see if he can have better tires at the end of the race. So this will be interesting though. Hopefully nobody readies up prematurely.
It'll be interesting to see the strategy because I know a medium soft, if starting outside the top 10, is very viable. It can gain you a lot of time, and it is very, very quick. So the top 10 will need to be looking out for the guys like 11th and 12th who could be possibly doing that strategy.
Yeah. All right, Packer. I'll be right back. Just give me like 30 seconds.
All right.
I'm gonna refill my water just to make sure I'm hydrated for this race.
Yeah, just take a little break in between qualifying and the race here.
Okay. So you want to do race picks?
Yeah, let's do that right now. It should be pretty close at the top, I'm guessing. Alt Maverick, Scavney, and Puff Digital, between them. So I'm gonna go for, Scavney for the win, Alt Maverick in second, and then let's go for Coxie in third, the comeback drive.
So I'm gonna go. A lot of options. I'm gonna say Maverick wins this one. Like I said, he won Australia, so I think he's pretty good at these type of tracks. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say that Coxie works his way up to second. I think he'll have a good day, and then I'm gonna go with Puff in third. I think Puff has been pretty consistent this year, so I think and he's starting up front too. So I think that's my podium. But you can easily see a guy like Scavney possibly finish in the top three. Or even Sam. I think Sam's got a shot. He's starting up front. But like I said, I mean, Monday we saw guys come from the back start. I think Arrow started like 16th and ended up getting a podium. So this race, things can change in an instant with safety cars and with different strategies.
Yeah, especially with the high possibility of incidents and people losing front wings and eventually safety cars. So, do you have a safety car prediction for this race?
Ooh. Safety car prediction, like a lap. You think?
Like how many?
I'm gonna say we have one, and I'm gonna say it comes on lap. Let's go with lap 18. And I'm also gonna make a retirement prediction of how many cars are gonna retire. I'm gonna say we have 6 people out of the race, which could be a low number, but I'm gonna go with 6.
Yeah, should be interesting. Obviously with ghosting off here, it'll be quite the incident fest in Castle if someone does get their car spun around. So, I'm gonna go with a pretty clean race, no safety cars, and I'm going to go with 4 retirements. Most of them will just be in the pits.
So we're getting ready to start, it looks like, and you really want to make sure you get a good start at this track because it's, as soon as you get the jump, you're going down to turn 1. You don't have much of a draft to rely on. You don't have really have a straightaway after the finish line, so these drivers are going to have to get a good start. We'll see who gets the best one as they're forming up right now.
I'd say the more important run is out of turn 2 onto that DRS straight, which DRS isn't activated lap 1, but it'll be quite the slipstream. Or there'll be a good amount of slipstream into turn 3. So I believe we have Zenith lining up on the back slot of the grid on the mediums, as well as Mario on the same row as him. Okay. So now we have the 5 red lights coming on to start the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and they're out. Alt Maverick gets a lot of wheel spin. Oh, I guess not. Scavney having a very, very bad start. Alt Maverick has a pretty good lead.
Yeah, the grid is kind of swapped up at the beginning. Just ignore that, but looked pretty clean. I did see some carbon fiber in the background, but overall I think it's pretty good. We have a yellow in Sector 1.
Yeah, it looks like for Adri and McLaren, a little bit of a gap between those groups. No one really side by side, I don't think.
Looks like, yeah, the order's still mixed up. It looks like Maverick is still in front. Looks like it's sorting itself back out right here. We have a yellow
Racing Point. RC, yeah, he's, I'm guessing, goes backwards.
Yeah. So that's probably our first problem. Let's see. It looks like he does have some wing damage. So tough start for RC's race, but doesn't look like anybody else got into any trouble. Looks like the rest of the pack is still pretty much together for the most part.
Yeah. We have Axton very close behind Ryan and the other Haas driver. No moves being made into T15. A little bit of a lockup. Looks like Zenith might have hit the wall there.
Oh, car around. Mr. Baboon.
Yeah, he's gonna have to watch out for RC. Let's get back up to the battle for P4 as well. Soy Loco pretty close to Scavney, not gonna make a move though.
And DRS is enabled, so this next straightaway is going to be very interesting to see if anybody can make some moves.
Oh, incident between the Haas and the Red Bull.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's Axton.
Yeah, it looked like he just turned in a little bit. I caught it pretty late on, so didn't get to see the entire incident.
Ryan in the pits, as well as Mr. Baboon. Looks like RC did not pit, but already some guys coming in and changing wings.
Yeah. Just trying to find any battles right now. Oh my gosh, the order is so...
Yeah, it usually goes away right about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good. Sam up in the second.
Yeah.
Started fourth.
Yeah, he had a really good start. Puff staying in the same spot. Scavney losing 2 places. Coxie from 11th to 9th on those hards. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good race from him if he doesn't get into any incidents.
Yeah, he's just got to hope that a safety car doesn't come out right now, because if a safety car comes out right now, that just throws a wrench into his entire strategy and everybody else who's on the hards and even the mediums as well. So he's just got to just keep the car clean, hopes everybody else keeps their cars clean, and
yeah, we have a battle for 5th here, 3 wide down the pit straight. Sorry to cut you off, but the Mercedes of Eric looks to be losing out there.
They're still 3 wide.
Ooh, contact between Soy Loco and Eric. That's what happens when you go 3 wide into turn 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised they stayed 3 wide throughout the entire straightaway, and it looked like attempted to try and do it in the turn 1. But yeah, somebody had to give, and fortunately Eric was on the bad end of that.
Yeah. It could have been dangerous with him in the middle. Might have taken out... GP Collins spinning out of turn 2 and losing his front wing.
Ooh. Oh, and that is a terrible spot to lose it and be backwards. It's nearly impossible to get it around. You saw right there, he had to take off an extra part of his wing.
Pretty close for 7th, almost, or 6th here, between Soy Loco and Bark School.
Oh.
Soy Loco touching the wall just a little bit, but doesn't look like he lost any of his front wing.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen anything through Castle yet. As, ooh, good run for Bark School. He's just got to sit right here. It's really hard to pass, and yeah, he's just going to back off.
Yeah. These softs are going to start dying in 2 to 3 laps, I'd say, so people are going to be pitting. Oh, and we have a safety car.
Oh, no!
Eric.
Oh, and he was sitting in the middle of the track. Yeah, Adri just clobbered him. People have got to watch out. Oh, that's a blind spot. RC, yeah, you look, they are like right there, coming off of, I think that's turn 14. I mean, they are right in the track. It looks like they're gone now, but man, that was a bad spot to be sitting in. Oh, Adri's still there, actually.
Ooh, so, Ryan almost hit him.
Yeah. Oh, no. Puff.
And Puff retired. What happened to Puff?
I think
he crashed in the pit lane.
Oh, we just had another one. What in the world?
Yeah.
And that was Coxie, who just got a penalty.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jay kind of dived him into the pit lane there. I don't think that was a fair penalty, but everybody coming in to fix wings, it looks like.
We just had so much happen in the last 30 seconds. We had Adri and Eric retire. We had Puff out of the race. That is going to hurt him in the points.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, still a long way to go though, so he can come back from that incident. Or well, Puff can't because he retired.
Yeah, Puff's done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Alt Maverick pit, Terminal Deity. I'm guessing pit on lap 1 for wing damage. So Alt Maverick in net. Well, I guess not net P1 because those hards can make it to the end. So he's gonna have to fight for P1. It looks like.
Yeah, but like I said before, those people that put on the hards, I mean, this just completely botched their strategy. Coxie, he's back in 10th, and he's just doing the same thing as everybody else. You do have some people on the hards, though. I think that's interesting. I think they're going to try and take it to the end, but there's no way the mediums are going from here. I mean, you'll have a couple laps under safety car, but realistically, this thing will go back green on probably lap 6 or 7. And I just don't see the mediums going 20 laps. So it looks like Terminal and Maverick really won from the safety car.
Yeah. Yeah, those mediums can probably go max 17 laps or 18 laps. So there's no way they're going to be able to get to those to the end. They might as well just pit for hards now and hope for a safety car.
Exactly. But, so how many DNFs did you say? Did you say 4?
Yeah, and we have 3 of those.
Yeah, so you only need 1 more.
Yeah. So it looks like Scavney, Soy Loco, net P3-4, and then Master Baboon down in 12th and a net P5. So it looks pretty good for the current hard runners. I'm guessing some of the people on the mediums right now pit from the hards just because they had to make a compound change. So that kind of ruined their race.
Just realized something. So remember, I put Puff into my podium prediction. Yeah. So once again, commentator's curse. That's my bad there, Puff. But yeah, and at the same time, this safety car benefits guys like RC and GP who had incidents before the safety car, and this gets them back into the mix as well. And they're both on the hard, so it looks like they're going to the end as well. But guys like Gin made his way up to 4th. Because of not pitting, so this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I believe I made a mistake on Terminal Deity. He does have to pit again. He has not made a pit stop. So, and same for Jeanette. Yeah, but Terminal Deity and Jeanette both making up 16 places as Mario just got a penalty for a collision with Garrus.
Huh. That's weird. And does he have wing damage?
Does
it look like he had? It look. Oh, and now he just got another one.
Yeah, he does. The Alpha Tower driver does have wing damage and another 5-second penalty.
Yeah, so things going from bad to worse for Mario, and now, well, good thing for him, we're under safety car. He can come in, replace that wing, serve the penalties, but yeah, definitely not good. And you know, you just got to make sure that you stay disciplined under safety car. I think it's really easy to kind of forget about those things and how you can get penalties under safety car if you hit somebody or, you know, ignore the yellow flag. So in the restart here, we haven't even got to the restart yet. The safety car restarts here are very awkward, I feel like.
Yeah, it looks like GP Colin hasn't quite caught the field yet, and safety car in the slap.
Interesting. So yeah, safety car, like I said, the restarts here, they're just weird because you have such a long straightaway, and you know, the leader has so much time to determine when he wants to go, and we'll have to see when Terminal Deity makes his move.
Yeah. He might do a Bottas on the restart, just wait as long as possible to go. Obviously with the super long pit straight. As he goes, puts on the overtake. Has a pretty decent restart. Alt Maverick losing a little bit of time. A few people pretty close. Farther back as... Yellow flag popped up for like half a second. Yeah, but nobody making moves in turn 1. Alt Maverick is pretty close though. Do we have an incident?
We had, yeah, he just brushed the wall, but now...
Double front lockup. Is Alt Maverick going for it? No, he's going to tuck back in.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to make a move. He's clearly faster than Terminal. Terminal's got older tires
accident.
and...
Looked for a move, but didn't go for it. Mario still has that front wing damage, so he's going to be holding up RC and GP behind. But besides that, it was a pretty clean restart. Now on board with Alt Maverick through the castle section and through the left-hander of turn 12, one of the most important corners on the circuit. You want to have this super good run through 13, 14, and then the braking zone of 15. Using a little bit of overtake there to just stay within, stay close to Terminal Deity, touching the curb there on the inside. Looks like Terminal Deity hit the wall but didn't get damage. Now on to the most important traction zone of the circuit, turn 16, and through the left, right, and then the kink of a right-hander for turn 20. Alt Maverick using all of his overtake to try and close up the Terminal Deity, but Deity's straight line speed is pretty good.
Yeah, Maverick, it looked like he was out of ERS as well down the straightaway, so that really didn't help him there. Sam sticking with him as well as Gin. It looks like we have a pretty big train throughout this top 6. And DRS is not yet enabled.
Yeah, it should be next lap. That'll help out Alt Maverick, who's now fallen to 9/10 behind Terminal Deity. The medium's helping out Sam and Zenith Hollow and Bark School to stay with these top 2. But obviously they're going to have to pit again as we have a yellow flag. I think Coxie had an illegal overtake on Soy Loco.
Yeah, Coxie back there in 10th on the mediums, but he's definitely back there in traffic, and he's got to make up some spots because Maverick is up there in the points, and he's fighting for the lead right now, and Coxie's barely fighting for any points.
Yeah, these medium runners really need to get through the hard runners and make the most of those tires before they have to pit again.
Absolutely.
So, Alt Maverick does have a tire advantage here. Not massive, because those hards don't really die, but it should give him a little bit of an advantage. Ooh, 5/10, a little bit of a slide out of the last actual corner.
Yeah, and he did catch the curb too, and that can really hurt your exit if you catch that inside curb coming out of turn 16 there. So,
yeah.
But he's staying with him though. As long as he just stays within that 1 second gap, he should be okay. once he starts falling out of that 1 second gap, then you fall the risk of not catching back up.
Yeah, it looks like Jay Brune going for the move on Garrus. A pretty easy move with Garrus derating. Jay Brune on 50% ERS. He's managed that pretty well so far, considering the top two are on like 10%.
Sam got a little loose out of turn 2. Maverick peeking, not going to do anything though. He is definitely quicker though. Oh, he's right there.
Oh, side by side a little bit. Alt Maverick going for the move around the outside of turn 4.
Wow.
Yeah, and he get it done before turn 5. Oh, Terminal Daddy looking for it. Just couldn't, hanging around the outside there. That's gonna bunch up this train just a little bit. Oh, Sam going for it into turn 7.
Deep
contact.
Send. Yeah. I think that was a little aggressive. I don't think that was gonna work well, but
yeah.
I don't blame Sam. Like you mentioned, he's on these mediums. He's got to make these things last while they're still fresh. So he's got to make sure to get up the Maverick. Maverick is just flying right now.
Yeah, with that dive bomb on Deity, he's allowed Maverick to get out of DRS range. So, looked a little desperate from my point of view. Barkschool looking for a move. Not going to do it on Hollow, but he does get a pretty good exit. I wonder if he's going to use his overtake. Not yet. Out of his 71%. He hasn't used any, but he's going to use the slipstream of Hollow. He doesn't activate his overtake. He is going to have DRS, though, and so... is Hollow going to? Probably not. He fell out of it. But yeah, Barkschool past Hollow.
Hollow in the pits.
And, yeah. Looked like
he had
Sam
wing
got
damage.
passed by Jinnit as well.
I think he had wing damage.
Yeah, that would explain it.
Yep.
Coxie and Soy Loco through turn 2. Yeah, Soy Loco just gonna let him through. Coxie on those mediums. He's gonna have to pit again. So that's a smart move from Soy Loco. If he can just stay in the DRS for a few laps, that would really help his race along, especially with Axton right behind him.
Like we saw pass for second, Gin up in the second. He's just a reserve, but obviously that puts kind of a buffer between Terminal and Maverick, and this has allowed Sam to get right on the back of Terminal on those 8-lap hards, as well as Barkschool. He's there, and Ryan is catching up as well.
Yeah, with the train at Baku, the guys behind it should be able to catch up, especially with a 5-person train and now like a 7-person train coming through Castle section. Oh, as Mario gets a 3-second penalty at turn 7.
Looks like Barkschool, he's been pretty fast this last lap. Didn't get the best run out of turn 16, but looks like he's a lot of overtakes, so who knows? He might be able to use it, but I'm watching Sam. He's going to make a move.
Yeah, the run out going to the outside of the Williams down the pitch straight. He is going to have the DRS. He has to pull back into the slipstream. Now going to the inside of turn 1. Braking zone was pretty equal. He goes pretty deep. Oh! And he hit the wall and he hits Barkschool.
Oh. Man.
Barkschool has lost both end plates now. And we have a VSC.
I gotta stop saying stuff, because I was just saying how fast Barkschool was, and man, commentators curse. But yeah, Sam, he dove it way too far into turn 1, and that's what happens when you dive it too late into that corner. Chances are is that you're gonna try and get back on the track, but that wall will eat you alive. So
yeah,
Sam had a good race, but
yeah, double stacked. So
oof.
Yeah, as we're going again with DRS enabled, that incident has completely ruined this leading train. Everybody out of DRS besides Soy Loco and Axton on Sam, because Sam has no wing at all. Axton having to brake on the straight there to avoid Sam. Sam trying to let them all through.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, he's got to nurse this thing back to the pits, because there's been a couple times since the incident to where he has come very close to chopping off more of his wing.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't that much left to lose. But,
Yeah, now that I look at it, yeah. But, I mean, if he hits it again hard enough, he could lose a tire, and, at that point, your race is over.
yeah,
So he's just got to get back to the pits.
car, and that's the last thing Alt Maverick wants with his 2.2 second lead over Zenith. Looks like Ryan, within 0.2 of Barkschool, with DRS and overtake, should be moving his Renault past the Red Bull, who is lost both end plates, I believe, in that turn 1 incident last lap. Yeah, Ryan passed Barkschool. Looked like a pretty easy move with DRS. Axton pretty close, but not close enough into the braking zone of turn 1. Looks like GP Colin just got past Garrus, and then obviously Sam into the pit lane to fix that damage.
And I'm surprised Barkschool didn't follow him into the pits. He's got damage. He's still holding pretty good ground, but those mediums aren't going to make it regardless. You might as well come in now while you're losing pace, put on your last set of tires, and try and make it to the end.
Yeah, you can definitely make it to the end of the race on fresh mediums from about a lap ago. So, yeah, putting on the mediums would have a good end to your race, I'd say.
Yeah, and like I said, he's still doing okay, but definitely slower than what he could be with fresh tires and a fresh wing. And he's losing time to Scavney, who is eating him alive right now on 6-lap old hard tires. So yeah, he definitely needs to change that wing if he wants to stay in this hunt for a podium at least.
Yeah, Axton looks to be close again into turn 15, not close enough. Not really an overtaking opportunity either. Gonna be looking for a good run out of turn 16. Soy Loco touching the inside curb just a little bit, going over the white line on exit. That could be a warning, but it's normally pretty lenient there. Now Axton on the overtake button, 4/10 behind Soy Loco. Getting a pretty good slipstream, and he looks like he's going to get past even without the DRS assistance, but he does get it anyways, and flies past the Williams.
So Terminal in third, Ryan's a reserve as well as Zenith, but he is catching up to Terminal. So that could be another buffer between him and Maverick, as Maverick still keeping that 2.5 second to 3 second lead. It hasn't really gotten bigger, but Zenith, he's good at the end of the race, so you can't count him out just yet, even though he's just a reserve.
Yeah, the gap was 1.7 earlier, so Zenith must have made a mistake, or he has wing damage, which he doesn't. So Ryan looking close to Terminal Deity. Deity must have made a mistake because it was just about a second going into turn 1.
And I think these mediums are still pretty fast. I think they still got a couple laps in them before they start to fall off and start to lose speed, but wow, Terminal got a really good run off. I think that was turn 13. He got a really good, or turn 12 actually. He got a really good run out of that corner. And like you said before, that's one of the most crucial corners on the track, and looks like that's going to keep him out in front at least for this lap. But yeah, Ryan is closing.
Yeah, not using his overtake button though, knowing he's not close enough, especially not even having really the reserves to do much with.
Yeah.
But Axton looking close to Scavney. Axton passing Soy Loco last lap, and now Scavney this lap. Axton seems to really be on charge on those 7-lap old mediums. Well, 8-lap now, especially with the fastest lap.
Wow. Yeah. 144.3 on the mediums. And he is right behind his teammate, Barkschool, who still hasn't come down to pits, so it looks like he might be going for the softs at the end. Or maybe he'll take the mediums in a couple of laps, but I can imagine the reason why he's staying out is because he wants to take these as long as he possibly can, but you just gotta wonder. He's losing time to Ryan, he's losing time to the guys behind him. You might want to come down to pit just to repair that wing and get some new tires.
I would have expected Barkschool to move out of the way of Axton. Barkschool missing both end plates, but not really doing that. Axton not getting a good enough exit to pass Barkschool into turn 7, as we have Hollow on Garrus on the outside, leaving plenty of room for Hollow. I think Hollow is missing a right end plate, almost a
Oh.
left one there. But yeah.
Looked like Hollow. Yeah, it looked like he might have brushed the wall there, coming out of turn 4. And this has kind of allowed a mini train from 11th through 13th. And if they continue this, Coxie could catch them.
Ryan into turn 16. Oh, RC in the wall.
Castle, first victim.
First victim of the castle section, as you said, Camden. Yeah, but Ryan made the move on terminal into turn 16. That might have been a bad call on his part, because now Terminal Deity coming back at him with DRS onto turn 1 as the pit window opens for soft tires. They were side by side, the Renault and the Williams. Yeah, Ryan losing that place. He's gonna have DRS though down to turn 3, so this could have been all part of his plan after all.
So Axton Pitt, something happened with Axton coming out of turn 17, either turn 17 or turn 18, because I looked, he was very slow and the majority of his wing was missing. He just fixed his wing right now, but something happened to where he had to come in and pit. So I don't think that was scheduled.
I mean, he was on the medians before, so it could have been a scheduled pit stop. The wing, losing the wing not being scheduled.
Yeah, he was very slow coming out of the final couple corners, though, and he did have a lot of his wing gone, so could be scheduled, could just be, come in and fix your wing, but...
Yeah. Hollow has left the session without retiring.
Hmm.
So, we do have a little mini train for P5 here.
Yeah, 5th, 6th, 7th. And if they continue to battle, GB Colin could get in there. Ooh,
Park School.
Soy Loco almost got Scavney there.
McLaren looking for a move on the stricken Red Bull. Having a pretty bad exit. Yeah, Scavney's going to get past here. He's going to be the lead of the train, though, when they come to the DRS detection point. Soy Loco also getting past Bark School. Bark School has to pit now, as Jinnit sets fastest lap. He's within a second of Alt Maverick. As we turn back to P5 and P6, the Williams is gonna sort of set it, not close enough on the brakes though, into turn 2. Not close enough again. He's gonna try and get a pretty good exit, touching the inside curb though. That's not what he's gonna want to do, as Scavney gets a pretty good exit, and I don't think Soy Loco is gonna be able to go for it again. Gonna try and cool off his car though, pulling out of the slipstream.
Yeah, and as you were talking about that, Bark School does take the softs. I think he should be able to make those last, but that is definitely stretching it a little bit, considering that these softs do not last long here. Looks like we have another guy in the pits. That's the other Haas in the pits. I think this is when we're going to start seeing a lot of guys, especially on the mediums, come in, and it looks like he's serving a penalty too, but yeah, I think this is definitely where guys are going to pit. Guys like Maverick, though, could be going to the end.
Yeah, we have Sam M, the P4 starter, on RC. His fresh hards versus RC's 10-lap-old hards. He should have quite the advantage here. RC having iffy traction on the exit of turn 4, but Sam trying to go for it turn 5. RC going deep to defend his position, and he's going to be able to hold it through turn 6. Bark School close to Coxie, but we're going to go on board with Soy Loco here. Within 2/10 of Scavney, he's going to be going for the move. Soy Loco should have DRS here as well, yeah. That's just going to help him along the straight into turn 1, and he should have a pretty good gap.
Yeah, and as that's going on, Jinnit has really caught up to Maverick. He's within a second and a half, and give it another lap, and he could get within DRS range. So he could really slow Maverick up if they battle for a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap between them and Ryan and Terminal Deity, but speaking of Terminal Deity, he has caught back up to Ryan, it looks like.
Yeah, the gap stabilizing at around a second or lower. Bark School on Coxie. Pretty easy move. Bark School on those fresh softs. yeah, should have been a pretty routine move. Sam on RC around the outside. The Renault goes through into 12th place through turn 1. RC is gonna try and get that DRS. Has a double front lockup though into turn 2. That's not gonna help him at all, and he's gonna be too far back into turn 3.
Looks like Jinnit is almost within that 1 second range. If he gets a good turn 16 right here, he could be within that gap.
Yeah, but Alt Maverick with that 70% ERS, he could just press the overtake button, defend, and not allow Jinnit into his DRS range, but he's not going to do it. It looks like Jinnit's within. Now Alt Maverick presses the button. Yeah, Jinnit on his overtake button, though. It doesn't have that much of a charge, but Jinnit does get DRS.
Yeah, this is going to be short-lived, already at 0%, so he definitely needs to just take a lap just to save, build up ERS, because he's definitely faster than Maverick right now.
Yeah, if he's not faster, they're definitely pretty close in pace. Jinnit touching the inside curve at turn 2, that's going to lose him a little bit of time. Also, the lack of ERS is not helping him in his pursuit of Alt Maverick, the current race leader.
We have Mr. Joshua rooting for RC in the chat. Looks like we have an RC fan in there. Axton, really quick right now. Oh, in Bark School, even quicker. 1:42.7. That's a pretty good lap.
Yeah, that is a pretty good race lap time. Jinnit catching a lot through the beginning of this middle sector through turn 7, and now up through the castle section. Takes it pretty cautiously. I'm expecting everyone should be doing that. Jinnit also saving up ERS now, up to 30% in that battery storage.
It looks like we have 2 battles right now at the front. Looks like Terminal right behind Ryan, Jinnit right behind Maverick, and I think Jinnit, yeah, he definitely saved that lap. He's got much more ERS compared to the last lap. Clipped the curbs there, but still got an okay run. I don't think he's going to get him this time, but...
Yeah, I'm guessing Alt Maverick has learned from his mistakes last lap, using the overtake much earlier to get out of, or to get Jinnit out of his DRS. We also have to consider, as T-Money points out in the comments, that Jinnit can't make it to the end of the mediums as he pulls into the pit lane to get off those tires. I'm guessing he's going to go for softs as he locks up into the pit lane. So Alt Maverick, all he had to do was just even let Jinnit by if he got close enough. As
he did a pretty good job of it.
As well.
Interesting. So that definitely will hurt Jinnit. But yeah, look at the lead from Maverick to Ryan, 12 seconds, and obviously you have people pitting right now, but man, Maverick has just put on a clinic this race. I think just, from the very beginning, he's been the guy to beat, and unless we get a safety car, I don't see how people are going to stop him. Unless if he makes a mistake, so I think at this point, this is Maverick's race to lose.
Yeah, he should be able to coast to the race win, especially with Ryan having to pit again off of those mediums. So, yeah. Looks like Terminal Deity and Soy Loco. A 2-3 for Williams.
Yeah, good run for Williams. I didn't go over constructors before.
They're 5th after Monaco on 58 points, so this should be a pretty good points haul for them. It should boost their constructors' points, and they should be pretty happy with this race.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right now they're 3-4. Once Ryan pits, it'll be 2-3. So, yeah, this will definitely give them a ton of points. And we gotta, like you said, this was after Monaco. We don't have the points. Oh no, those are the most recent points. So we're all set. So, yeah, they'll be 2-3 once Ryan comes in and pits. And don't look now, but Scavney has closed the gap a little bit to the Williams. They're only less than 2 seconds ahead of him right now.
Yeah, Soy Loco going for the move on Terminal Deity. I would have expected the Williams boys to just keep it line astern and pull away from Scavney, but it looks like that isn't going to happen. As Terminal Deity comes in the pits and hits the wall as well. So their 2-3 is pretty much gone now.
That's interesting with him pitting, though. You would think that he
could take the hards to the end.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if Maverick is thinking about coming back in. I think he should be good to the end, but this just makes you wonder, as looks like Terminal does fix his wing as well, so drivers fixing their wings is definitely hurting them, and Jinnit was one, and he just gets by Colin now, so Jinnit, even with the wing repair, he's getting back up there. And he's on those fresh softs.
Yeah,
like I mentioned before, he is very strong at the end of these races.
Yeah, Jinnit only was 5 seconds behind Scavney, closing him down on those fresh soft. Scavney on those 14-lap old hards. It shouldn't be too much of a task for the Ferrari man, but let's see. I'm gonna have to say it's been quite a clean race, having one safety car and one VSC. Only 3 retirements still, so.
Yeah, if things go the way that they are, it looks like your prediction's going to be closer than mine. You said 4 retirements, and there's been 3, so I said 6. So we're going to need another safety car and maybe another couple of incidents. But yeah, this is looking pretty clean, though. I mean, unless if something happens, I can see this thing going green to the end, just because most people are spread out right now. But it looks like Terminal is closing on Mr. Baboon. He is going to get him on the straightaway.
Yeah, he has to if he wants to close down any more points, as Jinnit sets fastest lap on those fresh softs, closing in 3 seconds on Scavney on that previous lap time. Or on that previous lap. I'm guessing all the other soft runners are going to want to be doing the same, especially Ryan. Currently P6, about 6.5 seconds behind GP Colin, as Terminal Deity goes around the outside of Mr. Baboon, and Mr. Baboon will give up that place.
Yeah, and we got to keep in mind the reserves too. We have a lot of reserves at the front of this field, so we'll have to. Luckily, the top 3 right now, we have no reserves, but we'll have to mix in, obviously, guys who aren't reserves, who are out of the points. But you have Jinnit up there; he's a reserve. Ryan's a reserve. Axton's a reserve. So essentially, right now, 13th will be the final point, and that's going to, well, now it's RC because Coxie just passed him.
Yeah, championship leader not having the best of times here in Baku, down currently in 12th place. So.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I had him finishing second this race. I'm really surprised where he's at. Obviously things haven't fallen his way, but I'm just shocked. He just hasn't been up there, hasn't had the speed this race. Yeah. And as of now, he'll be getting 2 points this race.
Yeah. We do have Scavney, who is in a net podium, in Alt Maverick, in the lead. So Alt Maverick should be able to close in on that championship lead, as Jinnit on those fresh softs, relatively fresh softs on Scavney on the pretty worn down hards, making that move pretty easily. As Ryan sets the fastest lap in P6. He also closed in about 3 seconds on GP Colin in front of him.
Yeah, like I said, these reserves are definitely going to play a factor in the end of this race. There's only a few laps left, but with the laps that Ryan and Jinnit are putting down, I can see Jinnit catching up to Soy Loco. He is right there, and I can see Ryan getting up to GP Colin, maybe even Scavney, by the end of this race. So this is definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, Scavney getting blocked by Hollow, who left the session earlier without retiring. Since ghosting isn't on, he's going to have to wait, or he had to wait till turn 6 to get past the racing point, and now Scavney losing time to Soy Loco and Jinnit.
Oh!
Soy Loco either trying to get out of the way as soon as possible, or just making a mistake and letting Jinnit through. It'll be interesting to see if Jinnit can catch Alt Maverick, who's been pretty much dominating this race on those hards. Jinnit on the fresh softs should be able to close him down before the end of the race. Or not close him down, but close that gap.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get there, but he can definitely catch him. He is eating away at Maverick's time. Maverick obviously on 17-lap hard tires, but Maverick is just... I think he's just so quick to where it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
And we're on lap 22 right now, so...
Yeah. Sam gets a penalty down in P11. He does have a 3-second gap to Coxie, so that shouldn't matter too much as RC puts it in the wall again at Castle. Second time this race.
Yeah, and right now I believe that is for the final point, as, like I said, we have some reserves up in the top 10, including Ryan, who just got by Scavney. So Ryan really hunting these guys down right now. But yeah, essentially 13th will be the first point, or the last point of this race, and that goes to RC. And like we said before, Coxie, as of now, only getting 2 points. So not the best day that he's wanted. And I think at this point, we can rule out safety cars unless if something happens literally right now. Oh.
Mario into the back of J. Bruin. J. Bruin, does he have... I can't remember if he has wing damage or not. Doesn't have wing damage. He was just slow through that left-right. And Mario just not expecting it in his Alpha Tauri. And hit right into the back of him.
So in order for Zenith to catch up to Maverick, essentially he's going to need to gain about 3 seconds a lap. I just don't see that happening. But he is cutting away at Maverick's time, and I can imagine Maverick is going to stay out and make these hards go to the end. So who knows, maybe he does catch him, but I just think he's way too far back at this point to get to him with such few laps remaining. And you know, you were right. I mean, this race has been pretty clean despite, you know, the early incidents of this race. I'm really shocked as to how clean this race has been for the most part.
Yeah, we do have Axton, who is a reserve on 7-lap-old, well now 8-lap-old mediums on Scavney into turn 1. Those 18-lap-old hards not doing favors for him anymore.
Yeah, no, those things are definitely older, and he's going to be losing pace. I think he should be fine right now. I don't think Bark School will catch him. Bark School is on 7-lap old soft, so those things are starting to wear off. But Terminal Deity is stalking him right now. Terminal is going to get this done soon. He is on much fresher soft tires, and I think he'll get him at least in the next lap or two.
Yeah, Terminal Deity. Those soft tires do fall off pretty quickly. So he should have a good chance at getting Bark School for currently P8, including the reserves.
Man, Jin is eating away at his time. This isn't over yet. Like, you know, obviously he's a reserve, but like this could still be fun seeing a battle to the end, even if Jin doesn't count. He is eating away every second at his time right now. Only 9 back with 3 laps left coming to the finish. There will be 3 laps left, so like I said, just get 3 seconds a lap and he'll be there.
Yeah. Those soft tires are going to start dying off, though, as we do have a battle for Net P2, Soy Loco and GP Colin, and then with Ryan behind them, about 6/10, he's going to be within DRS range. Not that much ERS, though.
So GP is actually reserve. So
yeah,
I don't...
Soy Loco pits.
Oh! Interesting. So this shakes up P2. And that will go to... I think Scavney will be P2 right now.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this changes things. Bark School to P3, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like GP Colin has his overtake stuck on.
Oh. I think...
Unless he just had it on for from turn 16 down to the exit of turn 2. Yeah, looks like that was the case.
There is the glitch to where if you turn it on before the race starts, you can get it stuck in that mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's just saving.
Ooh.
He doesn't have much juice.
Didn't hit the wall.
Oh, he's around.
Section. Yeah.
Oh no. And he is sitting right there. He needs to get out of the way. Looks like he does that
Yeah.
well, but
he's gonna have to give up his second place.
So
as Scavney goes through, and maybe Bark School's a little bit too far away. I think we're too late to have a safety car anymore, sadly.
Yeah.
But
it's a shame. I would have loved to have one.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see one.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see everybody on fresh softs. going for it.
This essentially gives Maverick, you know, the win. He was going to get it anyways, but there's no way anybody's catching him anymore. But Ryan, he's going to get by GP right here. And he does have the juice.
Yeah, GP Colin completely out of ERS, even though he does have the overtake button on. Ryan just going to fly past him into the braking zone at turn 1. Ryan not having that much ERS either. But yeah, a pretty clean move for Ryan into P2 on track. 16.5 seconds behind Alt Maverick.
Yeah. And I think what we got to look at right now,
as
Zenith in the pits. And,
just retired in the pits into the wall. Oh, Coxie round and he's out!
Oh my.
Sam's going to have to watch out for that in the Renault. It is
That's that blind area I was telling about.
Yeah, he did come back across the track. So we do now have 5 retirements. So your prediction is closer than mine. Jay Brun avoiding the incident from Coxie.
Wow. I'm telling you, if we were, say that we were 2 laps back, say that we were on lap 22 or 23, I think we definitely would have had a safety car. Yeah, you said it, we had 2 retirements in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. And they were pretty close on track, both in the 3rd sector. I did have a league race a week back, and someone retired in Castle, and someone retired at turn 13, and we didn't have a safety car. We didn't even have a virtual safety car.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Reserve in 2nd, reserve in 3rd, 4th. Scavney is going to finish 2nd as of now, but don't look now, but the fight for P3 right now is on between Terminal and Bark School. Terminal on fresher softs, but he got really loose out of turn 16, nearly lost it, and that's going to hurt him trying to catch up.
Those two are going to have to look out for Soy Loco, though. We are going to get the Williams battle after all, as Alt Maverick goes on, well, has already started his final lap time, but Soy Loco did have a purple middle sector, so he could be on for fastest lap here.
Yeah, he could get Terminal. Don't know if he's going to get Scavney. Wow, what a lap.
Yeah. We do have... Oh, Axton has also gotten past GP Colin for P3 on track. Yeah, Soy Loco taking advantage of those very much fresher softs compared to Bark School and Deity. Within 6/10 now, the softs are just so much better. Terminal Deity taking a lot of inside curb there.
And Bark School is really slowing up. Oh, Terminal made a mistake right there.
Yeah, Soy Loco going for it.
Oh,
Bark School got wing damage. Soy Loco gonna make
Scavney.
2 overtakes in the corner.
Off.
And Scavney is in the wall at Castle. It's pretty close. Soy Loco getting 3 places in about 4 or 5 corners. Now we have yellow flags. Oh, GP and Axton both slowing down.
Whoa, what is going on?
It could just be because they're reserves. They're just slowing down to let the others through.
That's good of them.
Yeah, we do have Bark School and Deity side by side. Deity, Bark School looked like with wing damage on his Red Bull. But yeah, Alt Maverick crosses the finish line in 1st place. Ryan in 2nd. He's going, or not going to score points though, I don't think. Soy Loco, P2, on a very chaotic final lap. Scavney in what would be 3rd.
Yeah, there's our excitement for the day.
Yeah. Bark School in his Red Bull finishing 6th. Mr. Baboon in 7th. Axton, who is a reserve, P8. GP Colin, who is retired on the exit of the last corner, or turn 16 there. Sam coming through the final corner now, and so is Jay Brun.
Hey, Packer. I think my prediction was spot on.
Yeah,
we had 6 retirements this race.
It seems it was. Yeah, a pretty chaotic final lap to make that happen. But
yeah, it took 26 laps for it to happen, but it happened. But
it definitely happened.
That was good for them to move out of the way though, to let the tier 2 guys have at it. But
Yeah.
yeah, wow,
Yeah.
what a race.
I do agree with Bigga though in the comments saying that yellow flags don't allow for overtaking. So the yellow flags from them slowing down does kind of hinder the guys fighting for the actual positions. But yeah, pretty good race, especially from Alt Maverick, completely dominating in that Haas. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get the podium guys in here, but yeah, Soy Loco, nice nice drive for him. Obviously Maverick stole the show, obliterated the field, it seems like. But yeah.
Yeah.
And Soy
Maverick.
Loco,
Yeah.
he was 9th in points going into this race, so I assume this will boost him up potentially a couple of spots in the standings. So great run for him.
Yeah, I with the reserves, I do believe RC picks up Mario picks up the last points position in P12 with Axton and Ryan going to be moved out of the way. Ryan from P18, going to second on track.
Shout out to Terminal, 17th on the grid, going all the way up into 5th, 4th of the Tier 2 drivers, so great run for him. Looked like Axton reserve, but he made his way from 16th up into 8th. So like I said before, you can easily start here at the back, but find a way up to the front. It happened on Monday, and it looks like it happened here today as well, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maverick, 10-second gap at the end. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The constructor leaders, Ferrari, not scoring points at all in this race. Looks like something we would see in real life, but frustrating day for Ferrari. Pretty good day for Williams.
As always.
Second with fastest lap in 4th or 5th.
Yeah, imagine that happening.
Yeah. I mean, they were fighting for 2nd and 3rd on track, and then they both pit, and they still ended up finishing about there. So.
Yeah. I would love to see that happen in real life.
Yeah. I need to invite the podium guys. Does Bigger or Puff want an invite? Because I don't know how interviews. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so let's invite Alt Maverick, and then let's invite, who else was on the podium? Ryan. Ryan doesn't get an invite, does he? Okay, now we have, yeah, Soy Loco. And we have Scavney. There, everybody has been invited.
Cool. Yeah, hopefully we'll be on the ZOR broadcast next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get that to work.
Yeah, just technical difficulties.
I
would say typical Codemaster servers, but it wasn't Codemasters this time.
Yeah.
So we do have first and second place in here, just waiting for Soy Loco, and there he is.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey.
Yeah. Do you want to do the questions, or do you want me to do it?
We can both pitch in. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
So let's start off with our race winner, and so Alt Maverick. Pretty easy race, I guess, to say for you, and then so that throws you right into the championship fight with Scavney and Coxey. So how are you feeling?
I mean, with who was it, Jin, being right next to me that whole ever since the safety car went out to about lap 18 or so, I think I figured that if he was going to stay out on those tires, he would have got me, and then if he didn't put it into the wall, he definitely would have got me because I was barely going pretty quick the last couple of laps. So it wasn't exactly the easiest race, but it's a win, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Now, if you want to go, Camden.
Yeah. Maverick, first of all, great job, dude. I mean, you were the class of the field there that whole race, but it seems like you're really good at street courses. You won, I believe you won the Australian Grand Prix, and then now you won here at Baku. Do you have a knack for these type of tracks?
No, I really don't. Most of my league races here, I usually end up with some sort of wing damage, but I knew today, since I'm usually up at the front, I just figured I'd not really push too much like I would in other leagues. And just keeping out of the wall was my main goal, and I somehow managed to do that.
Yeah, you stayed ahead of all the chaos that happened on the final lap. We had people spinning out, getting wing damage, and luckily for you, you were relaxing up there in first. But great job, and I think we'll move on to Soy Loco.
Hey.
P2.
Yeah. Madness.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, man.
Neither do
Packer,
I.
Packer, you want to go?
Yes, Soy Loco and Scavney both having pretty crazy last laps, I'd say. But what was it like out there? Obviously getting fastest lap and pitting for those fresh softs at the end. How'd your race go?
Yeah. So I was watching Scavney behind me because I think we were pretty much on the same strategy. And though I have to ask Scavney what his hards were at the very end of that race because I had a puncture already in Bahrain, and I didn't want another puncture again. So I just decided, okay, you want to know what? It's going to cost me some track position, but I know that the pace was at least decent, that if I got onto the softs, I think I could have made up some spots. I made up a lot more than I anticipated. So, yeah, I just didn't think I could make the hards last to the very end. That's about it. I didn't want another puncture.
Yeah, and going into this race, you were P9 in the standings, but I can imagine that might change after this race. Does this give you confidence going into next week, knowing that you had one of your best runs all season and might go up the standings pretty significantly?
Yeah, definitely. Last week wasn't a good result. I think I finished good old dead last in Monaco, of all places. So
it happens.
Monaco is very unforgiving, unfortunately. So I'm glad I was able to pull out a result, get some good points, and hopefully carry it on to a track that I find myself okay at.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how good you are at Canada, but that's the next race. Actually, in 2 weeks. Next week is off. So we'll have a break and then on to Canada to get a bunch of penalties.
Pretty much. That chicane and though that, what is it, turn 1, 2, I think 3, 4?
Every
3, 4 is it's infamous for penalties, so you're right. Track limits are definitely going to be not our friend that race.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job. And then Scavney in P3. Packer, I'll let you start on this one.
Soy Loco obviously asking the question, what were your hards on?
They were only about 65%. I mean,
what?
Wow.
Originally I was going to try to run soft medium, but the safety car changed that, so.
I don't believe that for a second.
I can show you my broadcast.
My right rear was at 80.
My when I pitted, my right rear was at 81, 82. Whew. Yeah.
You guys are pretty tough on the tires.
Yeah.
Obviously, the rears are used quite a lot around here with the street circuit and the multitude of traction zones. But Scavney, how was the rest of your race?
It wasn't too bad. A couple wins. It was pretty clean until the end. I missed the braking point at one point to turn 1. But I still was going to have it, and then I caught myself daydreaming on the last lap. Completely missed the braking point. A little bit disappointing.
Yeah, obviously fighting for second on the podium. But overall, it was a pretty good race from everybody, I'd say.
Yeah, and so Scavney, because you finished in the podium, you're going to be right there with Coxie after this race in points because Coxie DNF'd. So you guys are going to be pretty close going into Canada. What's your mentality going into that race now that you're really close with Coxie in points?
Well, it's all about just consistent results. You know, you don't have to you don't have to go out and win every single race, but as long as you finish every single race and score consistent points, you'll be good.
Absolutely. That's how Mr. Joshua did it last season. I know that he didn't necessarily win much, but he was so consistent, and that's how he got his championship last season. But yeah, great job, guys. Packer, this was definitely interesting. We had some technical issues at the start, but once we got it going, it was really fun. I'm really happy I did this.
Yeah,
This was my first week in the booth. So
yeah, this is my second. So obviously not the most experienced commentators you could have ever, but
yeah, probably the least experienced, but
yeah.
no, we made it work, and it was really good. Any final comments, you guys? It was a pretty crazy race at times, but overall, I would say it's pretty quiet. Packer, you thought it was going to be pretty quiet. I thought it was going to be a crazy race for whatever reason, but
Yeah. At back,
obviously that didn't happen.
You either get the craziest races ever, or you have the most quiet ones. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that should round it off. I think we have EU again at Baku on Sunday, and then next week is a break week, and then we go to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for round 9 of the championship. So I've been Packer, that's been Camden, and good night.